everyone. It's still our campaign to fight against the female genital mutilation across Rivers State. And we had to come all the way to this community to talk and see how we can get a buy-in from this community to also join us in the fight against female genital mutilation. Already there is a statistics that out of the 18 local government areas in Cross River State, 16 are still practicing this very barbaric act, against the girl child. My name is Joseph Inyang, and welcome to my community. My people, now good morning. Okay, so today we are looking at female genital mutilation, and I'm sure we know what female genital mutilation mean. Whether we know or we don't know, might just tell us. Female genital mutilation is the cutting of the female genitalia. The cutting off. We know something what they won't carry and do. We know something they can't reason where they get. But female genital mutilation is the cutting off of the female genitalia. And the campaign we have is to ensure that we get communities, coming all the way to have this community meeting shows that we as an NGO, we as a brand, we are fighting seriously to ensure this menace comes to an end. This practice has been long, and it's been something that most of us we were born into having this practice, and also we've seen maybe one or two people within the community have been mutilated, have received that cut. Now the question is, why are they cutting the girls? Despite all the campaigns NGOs are doing, government is doing, we still have this practice ongoing. So I want to ask this question: do we have it in this community, still practice?
Yes.
We still have it. You see, that's the problem, because out of 18 local governments, this practice is still going on. There is almost no week that a girl is not being mutilated. Now, some reason is that it will make the girl not to be promiscuous. Now, what do I mean? It will keep the girl one place. If you circumcise a girl, the girl will stay one place. But if you don't circumcise the girl will be jumping from one man to the other. But we've come to realize that it is not true. Now, even those that were circumcised are still being, some of them are still being very promiscuous. So it's not the idea of saying, okay, circumcise in a bit to stopping promiscuity. Okay? So I don't know the practice here, but I'm sure this same barbaric practice is also practiced here in this community. And the first thing they push out there is, it is to ensure the girl doesn't jump from one man to the other. The second practice, the second reason they put out there is that it is their tradition. It is something that their forebears left, passed on, and so they have to practice it. So imagine out of 18 local governments, this practice is still going on, and so strong in Ikom that we are, so very strong in Ikom. And that's why we are bringing this community talk here to ensure that, please, because all of you here would ensure that you go all out, you have friends, you have family members, you have church members, some of you have connection with the chiefs, around this community. Please, the message is that go out and let them know that female genital mutilation, the cutting off of the woman's outer part of her private part, is very, very wrong. Now, those are the reasons they put out there. Now, the thing is that it has some complications. It has massive disadvantages on the girl child. One, she will not enjoy sexual relationship when she finally gets married. So is it good to still cut a girl? No. The answer is no. Now, because when you have difficulty in enjoying sexual relationship with your husband, the man could also be the one jumping outside. Am I correct? Yes. Definitely. The man will even be the one jumping outside. That's one. You will not enjoy your sexual relationship with your man. Secondly, you have issues during childbirth. When we just have to give this information the way it is, so that when you're going back, you go and tell everybody, anyone that is still practicing female genital mutilation, circumcision, that it is wrong. It is what? It is wrong. The first one I said is you will not enjoy sexual pleasure with your husband. The second one is you have difficulty in childbirth. Most of us in the community, we don't have access to opening the woman, what they call cesarean section, CS. So we have more of the traditional birth attendants. So you have to push. For the women, you understand what I mean? You have to push. So at the point a girl is being caught while growing up and she's married, she will have difficulty in pushing. Difficulty in pushing. Do you understand that? Now, the next disadvantage that circumcision is bad is it leads to some form of infections, because Sister Akunobo is using that same scissors to cut. That same scissors that razor rather, that same scissors that Sister Akunobo is using, she will take it to the family of Nso and will see cut. Now you know we have a lot of HIV/AIDS in town. So if we do not have, that being sterilized, after all, these people in the community don't even have that kind of time. So they use that same razor blade to cut this girl, cut girl A, cut girl B, cut girl C. At the end of the day, infection does what? Spread. So you see that people will start having infections, so the girl child will start suffering from infection. You see, they'll be spending so much money, and the last of it, it can lead to death. What did I say? It can lead to death. Now, some of them would bleed and bleed and bleed, and they would die. So this is the message we are trying to pass across. I see the youth as well represented here. The women are represented here. The men are also represented here. So these are the major areas. Even the teenagers as well are represented here. So it shows clearly that this message should go down. Even by the time we leave, these communities should ensure that they push the message, okay? That look, female genital mutilation is worse. It's a terrible thing. It's an act against the girl child, and we must say no to it. Okay, we must say what? No to female genital mutilation, because I've given us 4 disadvantages. One is what? You not enjoy sexual pleasure with your husband. 2 is that you would have pains, severe pains during childbirth. And the 3 is that there will be spread of infection. And finally, the girl child stands the risk of dying. So when we leave here today, okay, when we leave here and go back, I want to be assured that we've been able to come to this community and we have been able to pass the message that female genital mutilation is bad, and government frowns at that. So whoever is practicing it, it's violence against the girl child. Okay, there's what we call the VAP law. It's violence against the girl child. The government of Cross River State was able to pass into law the Violence Against Act, in 2021 December precisely. So anyone caught now, getting a girl child, cutting her, would be sentenced to jail. Okay, so for those women in the village here, in the community here that are still practicing circumcision, please, when you leave here, draw their ears and let them know that female genital mutilation, or in short, circumcision, or circumcising the girl child, is very, very bad. So as a community, let's rehearse the 4 disadvantages that circumcision has on the girl child. 1, no sexual pleasure with your husband, right? The second one is what? Pain during childbirth. The next one is what? Infection. Yeah, infection. And final one, which is the part of all of them, is death. Okay, so do we understand? Yes. Okay, do we have anybody that has a question? I can take 1 or 2 questions real quick.
Okay, so what is the government actually doing to end this mutilation, this female genital mutilation?
Okay, thank you so very much. Now, the government is doing quite a lot. The government is doing quite a lot, especially with partnership with the NGOs. The government is doing a lot. You see, almost every NGO is going down to the interior part. They had mounted so much pressures, written a lot of documents to government that, look, female genital mutilation should be brought under the VAP Act. So finally, it was brought under. So if you cut a girl, if you circumcise a girl, you are going to face the law. So the government already has put in place a law. So anyone cutting a girl would be sentenced to jail. Okay, so the government is doing well, and in partnership with NGOs, we are doing pretty well. We are ensuring that, this act is brought to an end. So can I take another question, please?
Anyway, we thank you so much for your crew, this awareness crew that you have brought to our community. Yes, this practice has been going on, but I try to see it as the reasons for all this is on enlightenment. Then today you have come with your awareness campaign crew to enlighten this community about the effects of this practice. And we thank you so much that you have done so. But I don't know how you people will be able to still reach furthermore to most of our chiefs and our community leaders to abstain from this practice. Because we know very well that why people indulge in these practices is because of awareness. They are not aware of the implications that could come because of this practice. So we thank your crew so much that you are here with us today, and we welcome you so much. But we want to ask, how are you going to really spread your message furthermore?
Okay, thank you so very much. Thank you very much, my elder. Now, the thing is that we have, apart from our NGO, we have a whole lot out there fighting. We're already getting the buy-in from the traditional institutions. In one of the communities in Calabar, Wanse clan, the clan head gave us that there is a marching order in his community there in Wanse. You don't circumcise. They have a town crier that goes round to make that announcement. No circumcision in this Wanse clan community. So right here, we want to assure you that we would be having these community meetings repeatedly. This is not going to be a one-off. We'll have more and more of this. We'll have more robust engagements with the chiefs of this community, not just this one alone, and other communities around this local government area. We'll do our very best. We want to assure you that with the cooperation of the chiefs, because they are the custodians of the law, of the custom and tradition. So we'll do our very best to partner with them, to let them know, look, this thing is worse than you feel the benefits are. So we'll sure do that. We'll sure reach out to them. It will not be a one-off stuff, like I said. We'll consistently have this engagement with them over and over. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I've heard from two men, so let me also get from a woman. Let me get from a woman now. Okay.
First of all, I want to thank you for enlightening us more about what you've said. As a girl, personally, I've seen the effect of this genital mutilation. So I want to ask, how do we get to report it in case we see anybody still practicing this act? How do we report it? Okay, definitely. That's quite a good one, because we know very well that despite all the push we are doing, we'll still see one or two, we'll still see a handful trying to practice it. Now it's very clear. Once we get the buy-in from the chiefs, okay, once you see that anyone is in that practice, please report to any chief in this community. And before we go, we will drop our phone contacts. Okay, we'll drop our phone contacts so that you take it, just a text message. Okay, we will swing into action immediately, because I think that's a very good one, because that's just a way of giving us the feedback. So we now have a feedback. So you would ensure that you link up with every other girl child in this community, and ensure that you network with them wherever they hear that something like that is going on. Please reach out to the chief. Okay, reach out. Like I said, I'll drop a phone number that you would call, and we will send, wherever we are in Cross River State, we will send a team immediately to ensure that that person is being apprehended. Okay, any other question? Okay. I think, but I want to say, I hope my camera can pick everybody here. If you can open on a wide shot, we'll do this together. We'll just say no to FGM. Okay. So when I say want to go, we all say together as a community. Say no to FGM. Want to go. Say no to FGM. Again. Say no to FGM. Thank you so very much, and that is the community discourse we had there. We had to come all the way to ensure we take this message down to every part of Cross River State. We had a great time talking with these amazing
community. Till we come back next time, my name is Joseph Yang. Ensure that you say no to female genital mutilation. Thank you very much and goodbye.